Aloha, everyone, faculty, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2025. Today feels huge. It's a celebration of not just the grades, the awards, or diplomas that we're about to receive, but of everything behind those achievements, the dreams that kept us going, the long nights of hard work, and the resilience that we didn't realize that we had. I still remember how it felt when we were 8th graders walking around campus for the first time. That excitement was mixed with a good dose of nerves, unsure of what high school would really be like, worried about the changes ahead, and stepping to something unknown. For me, growing up felt a lot like that, scary in its own way. With change, uncertainty, and leaving the familiar behind, I was worried about stepping into something that I couldn't quite see or understand. But my abuela, who is here today, would sing me a song, and some of you may know it too. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, the future's not ours to see. At the time, I didn't quite get it. As most of you know, I was a headstrong and stubborn little girl who wanted clarity, control, and answers. I still do sometimes, but that's whatever. And honestly, I thought that the song meant giving up, saying, oh, well, whatever happens, happens. But now, standing here today, I think I finally understand what my grandma was really singing to me. The song isn't about surrender. It was about trust. Trust in ourselves. Trust that even when the road ahead is uncertain, we have what it takes to meet it. That we are not powerless. That we are so powerful beyond measure, capable of shaping the future with our own two hands. And that lesson didn't just come from a song for me. It came from the people who raised me, who fought and struggled so that I could be here today. My abuela and my grandpa weren't handed a map to success. Their journey began in a humble printer shop where the days were long, the work was hard, and nothing came easy. But every ink-stained page was a quiet act of trust and hope, a testament to their grit, faith, and the belief that something better was possible. They didn't always have money, and they lived in a world that didn't always make space for them, but they showed up anyway. They rolled up their battered sleeves, put their trust in God, and met every challenge head on. They poured their heart and soul into building a life and a future for their family. For my aunts and my mom, college wasn't a guaranteed next step. It was a distant dream, not handed to them, but fought for. My mom, at just 18 years old, left everything familiar behind and crossed the country alone. She didn't have a safety net. She didn't have certainty, but she had a vision. And she worked hard to carve out a life for herself and for the family that she hoped to one day have. And because she believed and had trust in her future, I get to be here today, breathing in this moment and exhaling a future that's finally mine to shape. Her story, and the stories of all those that came before us, remind me that the future isn't something that you wait around for. It's something that you build with patience, with trust, with every small step forward, even when the path is unclear. And we come from people who didn't have all the answers, but moved forward anyway. And now it's our turn. And that forward step doesn't necessarily have to be grand and world-changing right now. For me, looking back, the real step forward to becoming who I am today was a small one, but it changed everything. Auditioning for Cinderella. And I was terrified of rejection, embarrassed of being seen, scared of failure, but I showed up anyway. And that leap of faith led me into roles in Legally Blonde, Shrek, and Little Women, and it gave me the courage to run for student body president, to chase my dream of film school, and to stand here today. And I know that none of that would have been possible if I hadn't first stood quietly in the back row of the ensemble, or had the courage to show up and audition at all. So, today, our graduation doesn't mark the end of something safe and certain. It marks the beginning of something unknown, unprecedented, and new, and that's what makes it powerful. Being at a college prep school, we've been taught to plan. Pick your classes for certain colleges and APs, choose your major in your career, design your future like a perfect blueprint. But life, real life, isn't built in straight lines or a spreadsheet, Dad. It's built when we choose courage over comfort. It's built in moments of risk. It's built when we say yes before we have it all figured out. Because real magic isn't having a flawless plan, it's entrusting yourself enough to begin, even when you don't know exactly where it will lead. We've spent the last few years doing more than just learning facts. We've learned how to think, how to adapt, and how to rise. We've learned that strength isn't the absence of fear, it's the choice of moving in the face of it. And I mean, we've even mastered the art of dodging Mr. Molt on the way to the parking lot. Okay, that's survival instinct and strategy, just saying. So, in a world that's constantly demanding answers, what are you doing next? Where are you going to college? Who are you becoming? I want us all to remember, it's okay not to have all the answers today. It's okay to admit, I don't know right now, but I'm moving on anyway. Because uncertainty isn't a sign of weakness. It's the pulse of growth. It's a sign that we're dreaming bigger, reaching further, and becoming more. Que será, será, whatever will be, will be. And what will be is not set in stone, but built, choice by choice, risk by risk, with every step that we take and every mountain that we have to climb. So, class of 2025, as we stand on the edge of tomorrow, don't just face the future, fight for it, shape it, claim it. Let the uncertainty of what lies ahead fuel your fire instead of dampening your spirit. Let the unknown excite you instead of scare you. Let your dreams be too wild for comfort and big enough to change your world. Have trust in yourself that you are strong enough and brave enough to take the next step. Because you are not waiting for the perfect moment, like Zane said. You're making this moment perfect. And remember, the future isn't just a destination to reach, it's a territory to conquer. Thank you.